That
Well,
I said
you
still.
know, it's really kind of healthy not to keep track of dates and years and
Yeah.
right.
we're all kind of ageless.
Yes, yes, yes.
Well, and everybody dies within a year of their last birthday. So
Yeah.
we'll keep celebrating those.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, John.
I don't-
Yes, hi.
I know this one will be okay, but the next one's going to be a little bit harder. Making that jump into 70s. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
How did that happen?
How did that happen?
A few
Yeah.
years ago, actually.
Yeah.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh my God. This,
The new computer's working, huh?
yes, oh my God, finally.
Hey, they're a real learning curve.
Yeah, I know. Well, I went on YouTube to ask for training. And they trained me how to get my sound and
cool.
everything.
Oh,
Good
really?
idea.
Great.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I finally called Spectrum at my husband's insistence, and they looked on their computer and says, oh, you've got a really old modem. You need a new modem, and we'll give you one free. So Bob hopped in the car and went and got one, and, you know, could not get it reconnected. And, you know, a couple hours later, it
Okay, I'm
finally
in.
turned on. And he
Okay.
made an appointment for technicians to come look, and then it got working, and he tried to cancel it and finally called them and they said, oh, your signal's really weak. And so next day, a couple guys came out and rewired our system, and
Wow.
we called our Brownells electric electrician and ended up with our modem in a different room, and things seem to be working better.
Good.
Hi, Jim and Bridget. Thank you for being with us today.
Hi, Jane.
Hi, JD.
Jim and Bridget are doing our program for us today on Caveman Camera Club.
Ah,
I thought the T-shirt with the camera gave me a little bit of a hint.
It was a good clue.
yeah.
I have a question while people are coming online.
Sure, go ahead.
So I had somebody last night tell me that at our meeting that there's like 4 Rotary groups in Grants Pass. Is that true?
Yeah,
Yes,
that's correct. There's 4 in Josephine County. So there's the big club, which meets at noon on Wednesdays. There's our club, which meets at noon on Thursdays, obviously. There's a Friday morning club, and there's a club out in the Illinois Valley.
Wow.
Okay.
Ours is the best one, though.
Of course.
Then we're happy to be here.
I don't know why I'm so bright. Oh, it's my windows open, but oh well.
So I didn't see your shirt. Can you stand up and turn so I can see it?
That would be you, Jim, not me, because mine's just yellow.
Oh, you're talking to me?
Yes. Yes, Lutz said you have a camera on your shirt.
I do? I guess I do, don't I?
Ah, there you go.
Life is good shirt.
Nice. Perfect.
she's a camera freak. She worked for Channel 5.
There you go.
Only not on the end that uses the cameras as often. For me, it's only when I'm shooting a commercial.
I see.
Well, I'm definitely recognizing a couple of faces. Tommy Drake for sure, and Laurel Sampson. Is oh, hi Sally.
Hey,
Oh, my.
Jim.
And is Jamie, not Jamie, Marion Chef part of this club, or is she a different club?
Oh.
Oh. Hey, Bridget, you can take out that picture of her that in the throne then with the.
Oh. We'll just let them see it so they know what they can do.
That's good.
So I'm just gonna say I'm gonna have to multitask at 12:30 because there's another Zoom meeting that I have to kind of set up. But I'll get it set up on another computer and then I'll still be here.
Because you're a
Can
woman.
be two places at once.
I just need to get everybody in and get the host stuff transferred and we'll be fine.
All that good stuff. Yeah.
I was just at a meeting and I just saw Win Howard in person in 2
Oh.
years.
Wow.
He exists, huh?
I didn't see, no, just he was giving a presentation at a coffee club.
Does somebody want to do the Pledge of Allegiance? Because there was nothing on the.
I'll do
I'll do it, Steve.
Pardon? Kirk, you want to do it? Okay.
Yeah, I'll do it. I got the inspiration to follow, so.
Exactly. That's right. Yeah. And John, I think Dawn is down for the Sergeant at Arms, but I believe she's skiing.
Right, and she told me to fill in for her.
Okay, great. Okay, good.
Okay.
Hey, I love it when a plan comes together.
And my computer works.
That's even better.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Who's Steve S?
That would be Steve Swearingen.
Oh, very good. Hi,
Yeah.
Steve.
Hey, Steve.
Yes, I had a great conversation with him yesterday.
Yep, I understand that. I appreciate your help with that.
Hey, anything we can do.
Yeah.
It must be,
Maybe not anything, but
it must be Tommy.
it is.
Hello, Steve.
Hi,
Hi, Steve.
thank you for letting me join your club today.
You're welcome.
You could join it more permanently if you want.
Well, I'll be perfectly honest, I've had those thoughts, so.
Oh, cool.
Hi,
That would be
Steve.
fun. But what would they do without you?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I've been in that club a long time.
Yeah.
We'd figure out how to get along without him.
Hi, Marty.
Oh, no. Oh, no, a spy came in behind me.
Hmm.
For some reason, I can't get the video to work for me today, Steve, so.
Okay.
That's because you live in the boonies, Marty.
That's certainly a factor.
Is that Marty Bauer?
It is.
Yes, it is.
Oh,
Hey, Marty Bauer.
We're gonna have presentations from the other Rotary Club, the Grants Pass Rotary Club, 2 members from there today, Marty and Steve. So that's excellent. Well, let's call this meeting to order. Let's see here. Okay, and I'll mute everyone. Okay, things are working well, so that's good. So welcome to the first meeting in March to all the Road Gateway Rotarians, as well as those from Grants Pass Rotary, part of the Rotary world. So Kirk, would you like to start us off with the pledge, please?
Okay, please join with me the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, Thank you. And you can head right in for the inspiration if you'd like.
Okay, thank you. As we get coming out from this COVID, 2 years of COVID, social distancing and isolation and wearing masks and all, I know I did. I got out of the habit of wearing my Rotary pin. And as we go about getting together again and social activities and day-to-day activities and work, I found this little poem by David Teneri, and I thought I'd use it for a inspiration today. It's called Wear Your Rotary Pin Daily. Wear your Rotary Pin daily. It's a way to show you care. Take pride of place on your shirt lapel. Ensure that it's always there. People will notice it and talk to you. They'll ask you, what does it mean? An opportunity for you to talk and explain the Rotary dream. It's a daily reminder of Rotary values and the work which Rotary does, of how Rotary has changed our precious world, and the four-way test is great to discuss. It's conversation starter, an icebreaker, a way to make new friends. It'll keep you focused on your public image whilst Rotary in your life extends. An opportunity to bring new members to join, a creative way to catch their eye. You can wear it on casual, comfy clothes or your work attire, whatever you desire. Be recognized throughout this great big world. Other Rotarians will notice you too. By wearing your Rotary pin each day, you'll be impressed with what it will do. Thank you.
Thank you.
I got mine on.
All right. Thank you. Thank you very much. Good reminder. So I thought I'd start with the Rotary Minute and talk about a little bit about the monthly Rotary theme for March, being Water and World Sanitation Month. And March 22nd this year is World Water Day. And this was a day declared by the United Nations in 1993 to focus on the attention and importance of fresh water. In 2010, the United Nations General Assembly recognized the right to safe and clean drinking water and sanitation as a human right that is essential for the full enjoyment of life and all human rights. In other words, clean water is a foundation for life, and we all need it to live our lives properly. Each year, the UN also selects a theme for World Water Day, and this year's theme for 2022 is groundwater, making the invisible visible. Groundwater provides half of all drinking water worldwide. It's 2022, and there's still over 600 million people living without access to safe, clean water, and 1.2 billion people are not connected to a wastewater system. Drinking from contaminated water sources and walking miles to fetch unsafe water is still a reality for far too many. More than 1 billion people in water-poor regions survive on the same amount used to flush a toilet or take a 5-minute shower. Every minute, a child dies as a result of illnesses contracted by the use of impure water. In fact, more than 80% of all illnesses in the world are attributed to unclean water. As Rotarians, we are committed to doing our part to provide clean water and sanitation to help save lives. It all starts with one drop. And we see what maybe a little rain's fallen today, but as you drive by some of our local lakes and reservoirs, you see the importance for water for our local region too, as well. As far as fire damage, it definitely is an important factor for us going forward. Do we have any visiting Rotarians and guests? I know we have some other Rotarians from Grants Pass Rotary. Would you like to speak up and identify yourselves? Steve, do you want?
Well, I know Marty's here. I'm here, Steve Swearingen. I thought I saw somebody else. No, that's the only ones I can see right at the moment that are here from our club.
Great. Okay. Well, welcome to both of you. And this is Jolene Lefever's second membership posting. So we'll be inducting her next week or in the future. So that's great. Any other guests? Okay.
Oh, Rich Acosta's here.
Oh, okay. Great.
Yeah, I just saw him wave.
Okay, great. Hi, Rich. Okay.
Hey, good afternoon.
Okay. Welcome to all of you. So Asante Healthcare update. Wynn Howard, would you like to give us an update, please, on the healthcare and what's going on in your world?
Yeah, hi, Steve, and hello, fellow Rotarians and guests. Glad to virtually see you. And I actually have good news to report. I've been maybe reporting some news that hasn't always been good, but I actually have good news to talk about today. And that is there are only 433 COVID patients hospitalized in Oregon as of this morning. That's down 60% from the middle of January, which is great news. In Jackson and Josephine County, it's 45. 16 of those are here in Grants Pass. These numbers are significantly lower than they were even a month and a half ago. Test positivity rate in Jackson and Josephine County is just over 9%. That's down from 30% in the middle of January. The latest Dr. Peter Graven OHSU forecast is predicting that hospitalizations in the state will be under 50 by Memorial Day. We haven't seen numbers like that since the beginning of the pandemic. So that is really awesome news, and that's cause for celebration, certainly in my mind. And one of the things that I want to keep in mind is there has been so much delayed care over the last 2 years across the entire country that it's going to take a long time to work through all the delayed care and catch up. You know, for us today here at Three Rivers, as an example, we're at 100% capacity. And we've been running like that for a very long time. Most hospitals across the state of Oregon have been in that position, but there's a lot of delayed care. There's thousands of surgeries in Jackson and Josephine County still waiting to be done. The good news is those things are going to start opening up, and people are going to be able to get the care that's been delayed for a long time. So I'm happy to report good news, good forecasting, and I will tell you that Dr. Peter Graven's OHSU forecasting has been very accurate over the last year. So that's awesome news to report this afternoon.
Are there any questions for Wynn? You know, I will say that I detect a more chipper voice from you, Wynn, as you gave that report. And how's the morale at the hospital, would you say, overall, as far as the staff? Because I know that's been a big concern as well.
You know, that's a great question, Steve, and I'll just be really honest and blunt. In a meeting early this morning, we had a discussion about this last couple of years has been pretty rough. You know, I'll give an example of just one physician that had to, in a 3-day period, pronounce 13 deaths. And that's not what they're used to doing. Our nurses have to work with multiple deaths. So the morale, I don't know if it's an issue of morale or an issue of such a challenging time that nobody was ever prepared for. So it's going to take time. And unfortunately, some people have left this industry because it's just been too hard and on their well-being. So I think we've got a lot of repairing to do. I don't know if I'm answering your question or not, Steve, but yeah, it's my heart is heavy based upon what the workforce has gone through, but I am a bit more chipper today because I see the forecast is getting much better, which is going to be good, but it's a long healing process for even a lot of family members in our whole community. You know, we've all been impacted by this in not greatly good ways, right? So.
As well as Rotary clubs.
Yes.
You know, I mean, there's really been nobody that has not been affected by this. And, you know, just want to say thank you for your efforts on this. So thank you.
Welcome.
Valerie, I don't see Valerie on the call today. Okay. So skip the Grants Pass City Council update. Marty Bauer, would you like to give a presentation on the track meet?
Marty, you are muted in case you don't know that.
Change that. Can you hear me now?
Perfect.
Am I on? Yeah. Thanks, Steve. Rotary Track Meet is coming up on April 30th, and I'm here today just to invite all of you Gateway Club members to join our club in putting on the meet. We're back to the old format. This will be the 72nd almost annual Rotary track meet in Grants Pass. We actually have a club member, Bill Fleming, who participated in about the fourth one. So some of us have been around quite a while. That meet goes on from 10 in the morning to about 4:30 in the afternoon. And if you feel like helping, you can help for a shift. You don't have to sign on for the entire day. This is a huge meet for the kids who participate in it. It is a prelude to their district and state track meets. Up until that point in their track year, this will be by far the biggest meet that they participate in. We currently have 28 schools who have indicated an interest in participating. They range from Northern California to the Eugene area. That means we'll probably have in the range of 300 student athletes participating and enjoying this event. What's our function, Rotarians? Well, prior to the thing, we spent quite a bit of time soliciting contributions and sponsorships. This is actually a fundraiser for the Grants Pass High School track program. In our last year of having the full-blown event, which was 2019, we actually raised, over $10,000 in sponsorships that went to the high school program. On the day of the meet, we Rotarians function as the officials at each one of the events. So we have a crew that runs the high jump, another crew that runs the pole vault, a crew that runs the long jump, and so on and so forth. So it takes a lot of body to get this done. And there are all kinds of different things that we can do, from including handing out the awards. So once again, inviting all of you to join us in that event that day and helping out. And if you're able to do so, I would ask that you just let Steve Rowe know and give him your contact information so that he can pass it on to me. Once again, April 30th, coming up quickly. Anybody has any questions, I'd be happy to try to answer them.
Okay, thank you, Marty. Are there any questions? Another sign that things might be returning to a new normal. Don't see any, but okay. Thank you for that report. Steve, we visited yesterday about a project that you're involved with, and I'd like to tell other club members about it and your Rotary history and how you got involved. You're muted, Steve.
Okay. Well, last week I texted an exchange student that we had in our club in 1991-92, and she was from Poland. And that was right after the wall was coming down in the Iron Curtain countries, and Rotary was just coming back into Poland. So we were one of the host families. Bob and Debbie Brownell were a host family. I can't remember who the third family was. But anyway, we kind of adopted her. When it was time to go home, Nancy, my wife, drove her to the Portland airport to put her on the airplane, and she was in tears, did not want to go home. She said, "You don't know how bad it is in Poland. I don't want to go home. It's awful." She grew up under the Soviet system and hated it. And her parents were teachers over there. We put her on the plane, said, "No, you need to go back. You need to help change your country." Well, she did. She went back. She went to medical school, became a doctor, went to dental school, became a dental surgeon, became a pathologist. And now she's teaching in the medical school in Posen, her town. She married a doctor. They've been back a couple of times to visit with us, and visit with Debbie and Bob. Both Debbie and Bob and I have been to Poland to visit them. So what happened was, I just decided I better text her and find out how it's going. Well, that just opened a floodgate of, oh my God, She calls me Papa Steve. It's horrible. She's got friends, she's got doctors that she's practiced with stuck in Ukraine. She sent me pictures of her doctor friends in a parking garage under the hospital because the hospital has been blown up trying to serve patients. They can't get out. They can't get medical supplies in. Yeah, and I was going, oh man, I kind of opened up a can of worms. And then she says, and guess what? For years, I've been trying to get her to join Rotary, and she's just too busy to get to that. She said, yesterday was my first Rotary meeting. And guess what our Rotary Club's doing? We're raising money for refugees coming out of Ukraine, and we're trying to get medical supplies in. I said, well, welcome to Rotary, Kasha. So then she asked me, she says, do you think my friends in Grants Pass could help? I said, well, you never know, but I'll ask. So I had called our club and talked with our club leadership, and I said, what do you think? And he made a little presentation at our club yesterday. So we've decided to raise some funds, use our foundation account to send it to their foundation account at her club. They originally wanted medical supplies. I spent an hour on WhatsApp last night talking with her, and the supplies they're ordering, they can't get right now because there's a backlog of everybody trying to get those medical supplies. And they were trying to send in some pretty sophisticated portable kits into the hospitals that still exist. They still have need for, so they're still trying to buy that. Rotary in Europe is, especially in Germany, is really starting to rally around Poland and their clubs because they're kind of in the front lines of what's happening. So our club is going to send them some money, and they're going to raise some money. And I asked Steve Rowe if it's something that I could talk to your club about and see if you would be interested in helping us. So that's what I'm here for. And after talking with her last night, I came to, they're going to, she's going to have a hard time telling us exactly what they're going to spend the money on because it's changing daily. And I just came to the conclusion, give that club as much money as we can, they'll do the right thing. Wednesday, our club, we're trying to set up a Zoom with their club president and Kasha, and they're going to try to have somewhat of a presentation and talk to us on that. I will send you guys, Steve, the link, and you guys are more than welcome to join that. Hopefully technology will work and we can get that done. So that will be next Wednesday at noon. So one text wondering how she's doing is turning into raising money. I've talked to I've talked with some of the people at district level. I'm trying to get together with the district governor. Talked with Tommy Drake. She has great ideas. She's somebody that you're lucky to have in your club. So yeah, there it is. And I just kind of said, see why I wanted you to be in Rotary all these years. He now understands. That's
Okay.
it.
Well, thank you, Steve. And by the way, the link for next week's meeting is in the e-navigator each week for your club.
Right.
If you in our e-navigator, if you go to the Grants Pass Rotary meeting, if you want to attend virtually, then you can attend virtually a meeting. And I believe you're also meeting in person at the Wilder Pub at noon.
We're meeting. We have a hybrid system going. I'll have to admit the hybrid system is awkward at times. It's because of the communications inside the pub and Zoom. We're struggling, but we're getting there. So yeah, we'd love to have you join that Zoom meeting next Wednesday.
Okay.
And hopefully we can make the connection.
Yeah.
Any questions?
Any questions for Steve?
Margaret?
Yes, I'd like to know, we have a foundation too. Can we get the money to our foundation and have it directed to the club in Poland?
I don't see why you couldn't. That's the information I'm trying to get from them now how to get money from our club to their club by wiring. And that's getting a little tricky right at the moment, especially into Europe. Yes, I don't know why you couldn't. If we can, you can.
Okay, so we'd probably need the information.
And I should be getting that in the next few days.
Okay, thank you.
And another question that's come up, I've been asked if it was okay to use this story in the Courier, and I haven't been able to ask our Rotary Club's leadership if it's okay, but that's coming up too. That could happen. I don't know. Is there any objection if that happens with you guys?
I would see none at all. None
Okay.
at all. I mean, it's a good project.
Okay. Yeah, it's good.
If our club members wanted to donate, what they could do is to donate through the RG Rotary Foundation, which is the RG Rotary for our own foundation, and then put the memo line for the Poland medical project, so that we know what project is earmarked for. And then if you'll, Steve, you'll stay in contact with me. We'll figure out a way to make that all happen.
Right. And that's what we're doing in our, we're putting, designating a part of our foundation account just for this, so that people can give just to that part of our Rotary Club Foundation.
I will say on a personal level, the thing that intrigued me about this was, we've got a natural connection. I think all of us have seen pictures of this tragedy that's going on over there, and trying to figure out, okay, what can we do to help? And this is a way, I think, for us to, without going through the least amount of red tape, to get things there and make it help directly people in that terrible situation.
Yeah, and I'm an old retired guy. Wasn't on my calendar, but oh well.
Well, you've always been a good one for community service. I know I've enjoyed working with you at Four-Way Community Foundation, all the projects there. So thank you.
Well, thank you for the time. I appreciate your club, and I appreciate everything you guys do.
Thank you, Steve. Okay, now Sally, you have a video you'd like to show for a few seconds about the track beat.
Okay, I'm gonna give it a good shot here.
Okay.
Let's see. Click that. Click this. I think it's I think this is Doug. Can you all see the video? Is it showing?
Yep.
Okay, I'm pretty sure this is Doug. I will sign up to work the triple jump pit. This young woman had a remarkable jump. Check her out.
Oh, nice jump.
I'm gonna see if I can go slow motion. Will it let me? Is it going slow motion?
Sure looks like it to me.
Okay, look at this. I mean, I just happened to catch this one video. I wasn't videoing, and then I'm like, I'm gonna try one. And then look at this. Just amazing. Great. Thank you.
Okay. Thanks, Sally.
Thanks for that.
Okay. The food bank has got their Say Cheese promotion for the best grilled cheese sandwich. There's information on Facebook, and I also put information on the navigator of the local restaurants that participate in that. And Jody McDonald, Shoes That Fit.
Yeah, I'm really excited to be able to give this information to you today. We were able to raise $2,250 for the Shoes That Fit program, which is actually going to provide 75 pair of shoes to the Evergreen Elementary School. Hopefully I'm seeing things going weird on my screen, so I don't know if it's my internet connection or not, but hopefully you're getting this. Jenny, the principal out there at Evergreen, said that that's actually going to provide about just under 25% of their students with new shoes. So anyway, thank you guys very much. We'll keep you informed as we get closer to the event, find out what types of things we may be able to physically be doing, and hopefully we'll be able to be out there helping the kids with their fittings of their shoes.
Okay. Thank you, Jody, for all your work on this. This has been another successful project. Okay, Janie, would you like to introduce our program, please, for this week?
You bet, I'd love to. So today we are going to have a presentation on the Caveman Camera Club. Our presenters are Jim Ingram, who's a portrait and wedding photographer here in Grants Pass. He does many other types of photography in his business as well. He joined the Camera Club about 10 years ago to reignite his passion for personal photography. Also presenting to us today is Bridget Klein, who is a full-time teacher. She joined the Caveman Camera Club in 2019 and opened her photography business in 2020. And she's also the club treasurer. So please welcome our guests and take it away, guys.
Hello, hello. So Bridget has a PowerPoint, and I am going to be doing some of the talking. So I haven't seen the PowerPoint presentation from start to finish, so I might be repeating myself sometimes. So I'll just be kind of following along and doing the narration as we go along. So Bridget, are you ready with that?
I am ready with that. Let me share my screen.
Wow,
There
so
we
we're
go.
so we're going to finish with that. All right, so the Caveman Camera Club was actually founded in 1961 for the purpose of sharing the art and science of photography. And what did that look like in 1961? It looked like dark rooms and prints. And so I wrote this down. It's like, and so now we have Dutch Bros stands with the coffee. I don't know how many of you remember back in the day, but you could drive up and drop your film off at a little film stand. You couldn't get coffee, but you could drop your film off and request 4-hour service and get it back. Anyway, we're not there anymore. We are so we're fully digital. So in the Camera Club now, we no longer are doing film, and that's not because we wouldn't. It's just nobody is. It would be more of a specialty thing. Everybody in the Camera Club now is 100% digital. So it wasn't even like that when I first started 10 years ago, but it has morphed that way rather quickly. And one little saying that I used to hear people say back in the 80s was, God, I love my new camera. It takes such great pictures. And of course, that was never true because it was never about the camera. It was always about the photographer. However, fast forward now, it is kind of true, huh? You've all seen it. You got the iPhones and the fancy Android devices. They actually do take great pictures, sometimes despite us. A lot of the members in the club actually have digital, actually use cell phones or smartphones for displaying pictures, even at our competitions. So structure. So right now we have basically 2 meetings a month from September through May. We have on the first Wednesdays at 7 p.m. we have, no, that's fine. You can go on. Like I said, I haven't seen it, so I'll be kind of as to what we got. So membership. It's much like what I'm seeing here with the Rotary Club in terms of age, and I'm seeing a lot of us are older. It's not a young person's club by any means. Many of them are retired. We do have some young people occasionally, and they tend not to last very long because young people have lives and they just move on. But it's really fun when we do. So our membership is beginners to advanced, right? And everything in between. And so not everybody has a fancy DSLR. There are even people in the club just using their smartphone for pictures. Would I recommend joining the Camera Club to actually learn about photography? Only a little bit. I would recommend taking classes and learning, but also joining the club if you have a passion for photography. But don't join the club just to learn, because it's not really a teaching club. It's more of a sharing club. And so I would encourage people, if they're beginners, to join with the understanding that they've got to go outside of the club to kind of learn the craft of photography. But it is a great place for beginners, but it's just not strictly set up for beginners. Okay. Next. So like I said, our meetings are competition meetings. Thank you. So on the first Wednesday of each month, we have competition meetings. And what that looks like is everybody submits their digital images and brings their prints, and we have judges and we critique images and we show images. And it looks like Bridget's going to show a little slideshow here of just a bunch of images. So there's like 40 of them. So as we go through these, you can get a sense of what people submit, and wildlife and nature and everything. But that's what we do on the first Wednesday of each month, is we show pretty pictures and people for competition. Smoking gun, get it? Haha. And we have assignments where we pick out an assignment for each month. So we might have the open category and then the assigned category, and people submit in the various categories in digital as well as in print form. And then somebody wins and somebody comes first, somebody comes in second, and then we usually get a write-up of the photographer, image of the month, and they get to go in the Daily Courier and have a little write-up on them. So that's a lot of fun too. So you can see on the images, it's pretty varied, a lot of landscape, but also other things, portraits and wildlife, and just pretty much anything you're interested in. So I think our biggest thing is sharing. It's the competition is tough. I think sometimes it pushes some people out of the club, but it also gets people interested in the club because they want to share their beautiful work. So it's kind of a mixed bag. So yeah, on first Wednesdays are our competition, and this is what it looks like. We look at these pictures and we score them, and we talk about how to improve them, and that's what we do on the first Wednesdays of each month. Oh, I just wanted to say also, if anybody's sending anything via chat, I probably won't see it because I'm afraid to touch any buttons when I'm on Zoom. I'm afraid. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm going to go away and I won't be able to find my way back. So maybe Bridget can look at those. She's much better at Zoom and PowerPoint presentations than me. So, all right. Thank you, Bridget. And then on the third Wednesday of each month at 7 o'clock also, we have education meetings. And what we do on our education meetings is, I might just like cheat a little bit. So, so on the education meetings, we have like post-processing, so Photoshop, Lightroom and such, equipment and its uses, your cameras, your lenses, and open forums and general how-to topics. A lot of times we will have photographers that are well-renowned in the area come and give a speech or a talk on photography. And so that's what we do on the third Wednesday of every month. And this is an example from Bridget. So she has included like the picture that came out of the camera and then 3 versions that she used in post-processing to change the image. A lot of what we do in photography now is after the picture is taken. And it's another example of after the picture is taken, where you can take one picture and then change it to your creative desires. And twice a year we have banquets. We have a Christmas banquet and a year-end banquet. The year-end banquet is where we present all the awards to people that did really well with their images throughout the year. But it's also just a social gathering where we where we exchange, just socialize and talk photography. And we do that twice a year. And next. And we're also a sub, what do you call that? There's a larger organization that is up throughout the Pacific Northwest that we are a member of. It's the Columbia Council of Camera Clubs. And there's like, I don't know, 30 or 40 clubs throughout the Northwest. And it's similar. So they run competitions and have a yearly get together. And we're one of those clubs. So we send images into them, and it's the competition level is a little higher there, obviously, because it's like you're taking the best images. And then there's a club that's actually national that's above this one, and we're not a part of that one. So it's probably, I'm guessing Rotary has like levels. I don't know that, but I would assume there's probably levels up. But yeah, we're a member of this club as well. So that's a lot of fun too, to send in stuff. And then we do field trips whenever we can. Of course, the pandemic has kind of squashed a lot of stuff, but we're getting back into it now. So you can see here, we go out into nature. Sometimes we'll have a model and we go take pictures and just, again, socialize and practice and just be with each other who also, are working and learning about photography. Community event shoots. So if any of you have been to the Nutcracker Ballet or to Heartland's dance presentation, we get, as a club, invited to shoot those. That's Marion Chef. She's with another Rotary club. She actually invited me to do some pictures at the Bear Hotel, and I was going to display this. I didn't realize she wasn't part of this club. But anyway, also we get invited to do the Kids Dash every year, as well as the Girls Rock thing that happens at the Grants Pass High School. Both wonderful events. I don't know how much you guys have to do with either of those, but they're fabulous. And then we also help out every year with the fair. They have they have the photograph competition at the fairground, and so we help out and take in entries and display them and do all that also. And then we also get regularly invited to have shows around town. This is from Club Northwest, where we have sometimes the whole club and sometimes just a few members display images on their walls. And there's also members that display down at Grants Pass Art Center, right by the museum there. And this is our website, which of course you could find pretty much anything you needed to. You can see a lot more pretty pictures or get a better understanding of the club and how we operate. I'll give you a couple of phone numbers. It's probably on the website, but I'm just going to say a couple of phone numbers if anybody was interested. So Dave Church is 541-441-7925. And then mine is 541-471-1509. I'm sure you could find all of that information on our website, and that is where you could get a hold of us about anything. How much more we got there? Facebook, we have a Facebook page. I believe that's Facebook.Caveman Camera Club or something like that, but it'd be pretty easy to look up. You can go on there and follow along, but I think, Bridget, am I right? You can't post unless you're a member, is that right?
Yes. You need to be a member to be able to post. But we'd love to have you guys join us on Facebook and look at our images.
Yeah, and so, and that's our brochure, which would, if anybody wanted a brochure or something that kind of gives everything we just said, tells about what we do and contacts and phone numbers. So if you wanted that, get a hold of me or Bridget or the website. Dues are $35 a month or $50 for a family, which would be a couple or an entire family. And then in January they're half price because it's all, it's almost over. So yeah, it's the camera club is not quite such a, well, I hear you guys talk about the Rotary Club. It's just so wonderful and, you know, empathetic and community based. And here we are, this little hedonistic organization. But so I felt a little bit embarrassed about coming on and talking about the camera club when we're talking about Ukraine and what's going on there. But anyway, if you have a need for something, like if you have something that's going on, like you talked about the track meet or whatever, and you had you wanted to get some photographers to just come take pictures for your organization or whatever, we love to do that. You know, it's not a charge thing at all. It's just we love to do that. And I love to do that anytime I don't actually have a paying job. It's just go shoot things for people or organizations. So keep us in mind, absolutely, for that. The dues are $35 a year or $50 a year, not a month. Boy, I would have taken that money and run had that been the case.
Our
No.
year runs from September to May. We take the summer off, but we do have field trips during the summertime. So dues basically pays for September through May. That's when we have the competitions. That's when we have the education meetings.
So yes, and we've kind of gone from being more of a competitive based club to being more of a sharing club. It's just like I said, the competition should just be secondary and fun. And we're trying to work our way more towards that, like just sharing images, because that's what we're really about, and sharing photography and our passion for it. So is anybody, and I'm sorry for that, I was kind of all over the board there. I knew that was going to happen, but anybody have any questions at all for us?
Looks like Jeannie has a question.
I do have a question, or maybe more of a comment. So our club, our big fundraiser of the year each year is Porch Fest. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that, but we would love to have your club participate and take some photos for us to be able to share with the community. The funds we raise go to at-risk youth and our own youth projects within the club. And I have been the photographer in the past, and I am not a photographer. So you are 100% invited to join us at Porch Fest and take some beautiful photos.
I will commit 100%. And Bridget, you're in charge.
Wonderful. Thank you.
If you let me know what month that happens in so we can get it on the calendar.
June 16th.
Okay.
I think that's like that might be like one day before I can't remember. Richard told me what day the kids dash was. So I think, is yours on a Saturday?
Yes.
This is Debbie. The date is actually June 18th.
Oh, sorry.
And the kids dash is June 11th.
No worries.
Oh, perfect.
Dash is June 11th.
Perfect. Yeah, I'd be happy to be involved with that, and so I'll talk with you later about that. Absolutely.
Great.
Gina Marie, you have a question or a comment?
I do. I had a question about where, if we were interested in getting some education about, kind of learning photography, are there good places to go locally for classes and learning photography?
Well, of course, everything is online, right? And if you have the motivation, it's all there. But so many of us don't really learn well that way. Road Community College has good photography classes, beginning photography classes. I actually, when I'm in my unbusy season, I love to get together a small group of people. In the past, it's been like soccer moms, because I do all the kids' pictures, and I'll get questions and I'll put together like a 3 or 4 people that want to learn the basics. And so I'm not a bad resource when I have the time. But Road Community College is good. And also, if you join the club, then you could come and kind of network, and you would find more ways and more people that can help you. And it's like, it's not expensive, so you could do that, and you might find more ways to learn for sure. So
On our membership list, when you join us, we put down the type of cameras everybody owns. That way you know who to speak to. We also try to hook you up with a mentor. And so that's your one-on-one there. But definitely coming to get the photo critiques can help you really garnish your images.
yeah, if you put yourself out there, there are people that love to help. Absolutely. Yeah, I cautioned everybody at the beginning not to go there thinking, oh, I'm just going to go to the camera club to learn about photography, even though it's a good tool, but it's not the only tool. And it's everybody there has lives, but they would love to help. Also, if you come and say you have a Nikon, then they're automatically 50% off dues. That's not true.
Only because we have Nikons. But you've got every kind of camera there. You got the Sony, the Olympus, the Canon, the Nikons. They're all there.
And the smartphones.
Yes.
People are actually just there with just a smartphone now. So, and they take amazing pictures, and sometimes it's embarrassing. They get competition, and they show up really well. So you just lack a little bit of control, but yeah, they make up for it in their algorithms, I guess.
We have another hand there.
Jenny.
Hi. Yeah, I was wondering, this is kind of an old school question, but do you have any members that still dabble in 35 millimeter?
We have one. You're talking about film, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we have one person, Lisa Lane. She's out of state right now, but she's actually one of our young people, because
Nice.
film is resurgent. It's kind of making a comeback as a kind of a, I don't know, it's it's a niche thing for sure. And yeah, so she's the only one right now that's dabbling in film, and she loves it.
That's great. Thank you.
Any other questions? Well, Jim, you talked about the power of Rotary, but if you think about Ukraine and other world situations, photography and video has changed our outlook on the world, and it brings it into our living rooms. And without that, I don't think you would have, without the photography, and that includes both amateur as well as professional photographers, the world would not be where it is today, I don't think. It brings about, change that's necessary. And, I think you always want to think about that, how you impact the community. For example, when you take these pictures of different community events, that really is providing a very worthwhile, because some people are not able to visit because of physical limitations or time. And you make this, bring it into history. And also you can look at something that happened years ago. So I think photography really plays an important part of our society. And I appreciate what you're doing as a community organization to keep our history of our community alive and also to move forward. So thank you for that.
Yeah, thank you. And gave me an idea about the Ukrainian situation. Every country in the world has camera clubs, believe it or not. So I'm going to explore that and see if there's maybe some images that are, even though, they come out everywhere, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram.
Yeah.
So it comes out everywhere, but it might be nice to reach out to camera clubs over there and see if we can make a connection. So, hadn't even thought about something like that being a possibility. So thank you for that.
Okay. Okay, well, thank you so much for that, and what you do for an excellent program today. You're really sharing your passion and your love for a very worthwhile community organization.
Oh, and I also take pictures of car dealers with amazing dogs.
Exactly. Yeah, and you also helped show my sister that shows me up in Lori Bouquet in so many ways, as also as a member of the camera.
Oh, yes. I was wondering if you would be
with that. Absolutely. Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you again very, very much. So our birthday
Thank you.
anniversaries for
Thank
this
you.
week. Mike Bird had a birthday on March 1st. Laurel Sampson, today's her birthday, March 3rd. Happy birthday, Laurel. Bonnie Callenberg is March 7th. And as far as anniversaries, Greg Fishfoot, 10 years in our Rotary Club coming up this week. So thank you for that. Any other announcements that need to be brought forward? We didn't talk about today. Without that, then John Schiavone, would you like to do our Sergeant at Arms for us this week in Happy Books? There, John. John Schiavone. You know what? I see a blank space there. Okay, well, maybe you just stepped away. We'll come back at him.
I'll do it. I thought it was done today.
Okay, go ahead.
This is James. I'm in the house again. Time to spread some happy bucks around. So if anybody's happy, let's see a virtual hand. I see Gina Marie.
So I have a few bucks. I'm happy because I'm just about finished with another class and I'll have a week off before my next class starts. So happy about that. And then not sure what kind of a buck this is, but I may or may not be here next week for the meeting. My dog Lily is going in for a knee surgery, so not sure where I'll be, but happy thoughts for my puppy.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Debbie, do you have your hand up? Debbie Brownell?
I do. So in the course of changing locations of our modem, I found some posters from when the hospital was first built. And I was told that I need to get rid of them. And I wondered if we could have a small auction or something, or if someone wants them, if they could give a contribution to either our club or our foundation for the Ukrainian refugees in Poland. I would really think that that would be a nice way to declutter one part of my house.
Absolutely. Thanks very much, Debbie. I don't see any more hands. Does anybody else have any happy bucks to share? Well,
Debbie
geez.
Amin, can you hear me? This is
Yeah.
Debbie Amin. Can you hear me?
Go for it. Yes.
I'm on the telephone, so I can raise my hand all I want electronically and physically, and you still can't see me. So anyway, my happy bucks are for Janie and the Camera Club. They are adding to this. Janie was the key person to get the Camera Club to present, and it was a wonderful presentation. There is no apologies or any embarrassment of any kind that is necessary. You are this club, I think, is one of those gifts in the community that we all appreciate. And the other piece is that it's another way of thinking about vocational things differently, and it adds to sort of the interest and kind of the potpourri that vocational presentations have become in our club. And I think that's very good for us. Steve, I loved how you sort of drew out the relevance and importance of things like the Camera Club, vis-a-vis all the things that we are working toward, such as Ukraine and all the other things that we support in our world. So I'm so proud to be a part of this organization. You guys are just awesome.
Thanks, Deb. That's wonderful, and I'll second that emotion. This is a great club for sure. And Janie Duell, if you guys don't know, is one of the best wedding photographers in the history of the county. I can attest to that. Let's see, anybody else? I have to scroll to find this stuff. I'm on my phone.
John Schiavone's waving his hand.
John Chivoni. I don't see or hear John Chivoni.
John, you're muted.
John, you're muted.
Go. Am I okay now?
Yeah. Hi,
Thanks,
John.
James. Thanks for filling in. My tax man called exactly the time this happens. But anyway, I would like to give $100 to the political medical, Poland's medical. I'll drop that off, Steve, Monday on your desk. I think that's exciting. And glad Margaret brought it up. I'm just all excited about that. Thank you.
Fantastic. Thanks, John. Good to see you back, and I hope it worked out with the tax man.
Yeah, I did. It did.
Good. Okay, Steve, I guess we can send it back your way.
Thank you. You know, I will have to say, when I saw the empty chair with John Giovanni there, you're always just worried, okay, is everything okay? And when I first thought that, you know, it's like, oh, no. So I'm really glad to see your face back for more ways than one, but most importantly that you're here. I also want to contribute $100 for that Poland mission project as well. There's so many ways I think that we can help, and I appreciate Steve Swearingen bringing that to our attention. And it's a power of how Rotary, the connections that Rotary makes between Poland and Grants Pass Rotary Club and Road Gateway Rotary Club, and everybody working together to come up with something else. John Jones, looks like you have your hand up too.
Can you hear me now?
Perfect.
Yes.
Good. My apologies for being late. I was stuck in the planning office. But you talk about this mission project. I missed that, and I'd like to hear a little bit more about it. Maybe there were some other latecomers too. If you could take a minute and explain that so that others might want to give as well.
Well, what it is through a Rotary Club in Poland. It was an exchange student that Steve Swearingen and Debbie Brownell had from Grants Pass Rotary in 1991 after the fall of the Berlin Wall. And this doctor, she now has become a doctor in Poland, and she has medical mission projects. She's trying to bring help to the people in Poland by our club is helping to support, or not our club, but giving the members the opportunity to help support this for medical supplies for the through this doctor in Poland as a result of the Rotary exchange student in 1991. Or also the video is also, the meeting is also recorded too, so we can always put that out too.
Okay, so
RG Rotary Foundation. If anybody wants to contribute, they can contribute through the RG Rotary Foundation, and then we'll make sure that it goes to help this position in Poland.
Okay.
Tommy, you might have some more information to add to that as well. I don't know. Go ahead.
Oh, I don't know if I have more information, but I wanted to donate to it. So I feel like we just have to do this. It's the same way as getting Luden out of Afghanistan. That was a little bit more expensive, but our Rotary International paid for it, so that was good. But Steve and I talked yesterday, and I think this would be so great and really energize this young woman who spent a year here with us in the United States.
Okay. Margaret.
This is Debbie.
Okay. Go ahead. Hi, Debbie. Go ahead.
Greg sent out an email, and there's a link on the email for the shelter box program as well, that I sent some support to them. And that was a really easy thing to do. It's through Rotary International, but we do get credit, I believe, as a club for giving to that.
Mm-hmm. And there's a link in the Navigator as well this week for the shelter box. Thanks for bringing that up. Margaret, you have a question or?
Yeah, I would like also to contribute $100 to the support the Poland medical supplies and whatever else they need to do. I just feel so helpless.
Yep.
And this is a good way to do something.
Right.
Let's see, Mike Bird.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, I posted on Facebook about my birthday on March 1st, and I asked for donations to be from Rotary International. And I set a $500 goal, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to meet it. I'm almost there right now, but I noticed they're already doing a shelter box for Ukraine, Rotary International. So, yeah, just want to say.
Shelter
thank you.
box has already gone into Ukraine. I got an email from Rotary International about that yesterday.
There's an update in the e-navigator that I put in there from the presenter that we had from Rotary, and with a link for helping as well with more information. Okay, Debbie.
Well, regardless of the posters, I will be giving $100 for the Poland refugee medical project. But these are really special people, and Kasha and Marcin both came after they were married and spent a summer with us also. And then our family went to Poland and visited with them in 2003. And their whole family was so kind and gracious to us and so appreciative of our efforts in taking care of Kasha when she was here. And the thing about Poland is, if Russia takes over Ukraine, Poland is going to be next. I didn't believe in the domino theory for Vietnam, but I am worried about a domino theory in Ukraine and Poland. Poland has no barriers, basically. It is a flat land, and it is constantly overrun by everybody over the centuries. And this is hitting them hard. There's 1 million refugees in Poland and more arriving every day. There's another 1 million refugees internally in Ukraine that are leaving their homes to try and seek safety anywhere. And whatever we can give will be helpful. And I, with Margaret, it's like, what do you do in the face of this massive wrong? But this can be a help.
Okay, thank you very much, Debbie. Very true. Patty, Toronto. You're on mute.
You're muted, Patty.
God, and I'm seldom muted. That's why I was surprised.
That's for sure.
I'll be dropping off a check Steve, for $100. And I don't know if anyone saw on the news this morning about some of the Russian soldiers that have been captured. The Russian army took their phones away, so none of the Russian military people in Ukraine have a telephone, and they were showing that some of the Ukrainian people are telephoning these captured soldiers' families and letting them know that they can come and get them, that they're being held. They're either, if they're wounded, and they're just asking the Russian mamas to come and get their boys. And because I don't think all of them knew what they were getting into when they crossed that border. Anyway, I'll be by this afternoon.
Okay, thank you, Patty. Thank you, Patty. Booths.
I would also like to add in $100, but I would like to potentially have the camera club do a training on selfies so that my family will stop yelling at me about the kind of selfies that I take.
We are absolutely the worst selfie takers on the planet.
Well, I'll fit right in then. We can get Janie to do the class. She's the selfie queen.
And somehow not really very proud of that, but thanks, Liz.
Okay. Well, I will say I posted a picture for Mom's birthday of myself in plaid pants from about 1974, and memories kind of keep the pictures alive, I guess. Those when I was getting my Eagle Scout, giving an Eagle Scout pen to my mom or lapel pens. So
You were tall already then.
I was tall. Yeah, I was. Well said. For our thought for the week, I was trying to think of the right one, but it's one that came across to me about the words respect and trust. And the two easiest things in life are for someone to lose, and the hardest things to get back are respect and trust. And, I was just thinking about that with the Russian leader Putin, about respect and trust, about it's so easy for someone to lose that, and it's the hardest thing to get back. So for all those thoughts. So what we're going to do now, we'll go back to adjourn our meeting, and then we will come back, and we'll still stay on if we want to have any fellowship time.
So I'm just going to say, I went on Facebook really quick, and I didn't know that I could join the Caveman Camera Club Facebook page. I thought it was for members only. I love that we can join to see your pictures. I have no interest in posting anything, but it's just a quick and easy, they ask you 3 questions if you live locally and why you want to join, whatever. It's 3 little questions. So I'm so excited that I'll be able to see your page and see some of the beautiful things you guys post. So thank you for telling us that, Jim.
There we go. Oh, yeah, you're welcome. And yeah, you should, not everything we post is the beautiful picture. Like I saw that monster truck downtown. So I just took a picture of that and put it on there. It was like, whoa, what the heck is that? Taking up 8 parking spaces in downtown Grass Pass. We're just have fun with it.
So I just tried to get into Caveman Camera Club. Oh, I guess maybe this is it. 5 posts a day. But I don't want membership.
Debbie, if you just say join group, you're on the Facebook page. There's a button that says join group, and then it asks you for 3 quick little questions.
Well, I hit the join group and it says your membership is pending. Do I want?
And then they will approve it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you might have hit a button too quick before you answered the questions that they were asking you, but I'm sure they'll let you in.
Yeah.
All right, I'll just say I enjoyed Jim and Bridget's presentation at Rotary and want to see pretty pictures.
So Jim, I'll definitely reach out to you guys and give you more information about Porch Fest, but I'm just thrilled that you guys want to help us with that. I know that you'll really be able to get some images that help tell our story for future years. So thank you so much.
Yeah, reach out, we'll do it, I promise.
Cool. All right, well, I have to get back to work. So thank you again for being here, and bye everybody. Good to see y'all.
Bye, Janie.
And Steve, I'll be sending a check too for the Ukraine thing. We didn't say which PO box to send it to or whatever. I think everybody thinks, oh, we'll just send it to Steve and he'll deal with it. I know that Jan Jones is out of town for the next week or more. So you might just want to hold on to those checks until she's back. But I think I have the PO box for the foundation, so I'll send mine there.
Okay.
Thank you again, Janie, for making the connection with the Camera Club. This is
Yeah.
Debbie. That was awesome.
That was.
Nice work.
My pleasure. I'm sorry my friend Greg couldn't be here as part of it, but when they were doing the photos, you actually saw him in there and you saw several of his photos too. So thanks for asking.
That's awesome.